Hey, everybody, welcome to another edition of the America Guns and Freedom Podcast. If you've never been here before, this is just a conversation between me and you. If you got any questions you want to ask me or any topics you want to know my opinion on, feel free to ask. They don't have to be gun related, can be whatever. We're just here to talk and build a sense of community. So feel free to ask whatever you like. Now, if you ask me a technical question that I don't know the answer to, or if you ask me about a product I don't have experience with, I might have to defer to the live chat. So pay attention to the live chat. Someone out there will have the answer you're looking for if I don't. So pay attention and participate. Like I said, build that sense of community. That's why we're here every day. So you got a place to go every day, no matter what your regular life is like. You got a place for an hour or so a day, sometimes two, where you can come and have conversations with like-minded individuals about common interests. So ask away. You can put it in the live chat. Make sure you put at the Yankee Marshal in front of it. If you want to send me pictures or anything, you can send them to my email, shootingleftofcenter@gmail.com. If you want to donate to the Pets and Vets Fund and get entries into the drawings we do, the Silver Bullet drawing, the Double Super Secret Henry Axe giveaway, which we got very few days left on, and it's been a fucking failure. Or the knife drawings, which the knife drawings aren't gathering what they used to, but we're trying. Tonight you got a choice between the Voyager, the Rajah 3, or the whatever this one is. I don't know what this one's called, what this one is. Canadian Bole knife or something? I don't know. Or does that say belt maybe? Canadian belt knife? The type font's weird. I can't. It's a very weird looking blade. Yeah. But if we get enough entries tonight, we will give one away. Where are we at? All right, I like to get started as usual by reading names of people who have bought merchandise. Oh, did I even get as far? Yeah, I said if you use the link at the top up there, you can get entries. I think I trailed off. I don't remember. Let's go over and see if we got any sales to read tonight. Where is my sales? That must be what I closed a minute ago accidentally. That's what I closed. All right, let me get back over to that so that I can see if we had any orders today that I should be reading. Yes, okay. We've got 3. We got John Heasley. He bought a Le Pew Pew shirt in orange. He likes orange. I like orange too. It's one of my favorite colors. In fact, orange is like a yellowy orange, it's my favorite color. I also like zombie green. But Jeremy Alderondo, he got that sweatshirt he asked me to make. Plus, he got a caliber conversion die cut magnet. You shouldn't get the die cut when you're not going to be able to read it. You should have got the car magnet. Those little die cuts are just too small and too hard to read. That's why I don't even like making them. I don't even like making the die cut magnets. They're a waste of fucking time. Also, James Basham got a Le Pew Pew shirt. If anybody wants the Le Pew Pews, I did put the link in the section over here. You either have to go to my webpage and search specifically for it, or you have to use the link I provided because I haven't made them live yet over there. So if you want them, I wanted to give everybody a chance to get them and get them shipped before I make them live and get a copyright strike and get them taken down. Like my Peek-a-Pew shirts, those went away pretty quick. I think there's like 10 of them out there. All right, those are the people that ordered merchandise, so thanks to them for helping support the programs. If you want to order merch or anything else, you can go over my website, tympistolproject.com. There's a link in the upper corner of this video. You go over there, you can buy merchandise. There's a link to my Shopify store, including the new Le Pew Pew if you search for it by name. By the time you all see this, it should be live. By the time I put this back up tomorrow, it should be live. And Welper put a link in there for people. If you want to buy merch, there's a link to my Shopify store. You can also become a Patreon member, a Subscribe Star member, get yourself some patches, all kinds of stuff like that. Who won the Rooster patch? Did we ever give that away? I don't know if we ever gave that away. I got to give that away. But like I said, all kinds of things you can do over there. You can sign up for TYMP. You can register someone else for Handguns for Heroes, which I got to contact them tomorrow. Well, I don't got to go to town tomorrow now, so hopefully I'll be able to. I got everything done today I need to get done. I got the paperwork notarized for the Prius to turn it over to the insurance company after they totaled it and all that stuff. So, I want a burger. Haven't had much appetite lately. I just haven't had one. I've been eating a lot of soups and fruits and vegetables and stuff. My tummy's not good. Let's see here. I'm just sitting here blabbering, aren't I? I should be getting on to stuff. All right, let's go see if we got any super chats coming in. Any entries to the knife drawing or any of that stuff. Let's look and see. We got a couple over here. We got Officer Tater Hater chimed in and said, these cops need an extreme case of gin pop, and sent email. I saw the emails you sent. I actually looked at those a little bit ago. Tinted windows. I mean, that's an excuse to be an asshole. We should be able to see exactly what you're doing at all times. We don't like that when we don't. Is there a reason I should carry a snubby inside waistband instead of in my pocket in a pocket holster? I've got a 642 that I carry when I have to wear a tucked in shirt. Well, I mean, if you're going to carry it inside waistband, you're going to have to get one of them tuckable holsters, or else you're not going to be able to carry it. That you're carrying in your pocket, I assume, because you can't conceal it. But if you can conceal it, like if you've got a pullover shirt or something like that, well, yeah, there's 1,000 reasons you should carry in your waistband instead of that. Because number one of which, if you sit down and it's in your pocket, how are you getting it? That ain't gonna be easy to get out of your pocket while you're sitting down, is it? So that right there, number one. There's the main reason you should carry on your belt instead of or in your waistband instead of in your pocket. But if you can't conceal it, then that's kind of what would be the point. Let's see here. And then that was a Randall Smith. And then we got Sean Bain paid his $2 tithe to Phil. Pay your tithe to Phil, assholes. There's 110 of you here right now. And if you paid half of you paid your tithes to Phil, we wouldn't have a shortfall every month on Pets and Vets. We'd be breaking even. But no, y'all are too lazy to pay your $2 tithe. I can't believe it's because you're too cheap. I mean, it's $2 fucking. That's all he asks. So he can use it to help the Pets and Vets program. And you're getting all this wonderful entertainment for it. Sean Bain said, so you think there will be widespread looting with the Fed shutting off finding to eat system? And I wonder if he's meaning if since they're shutting off like food stamps and stuff, is there going to be widespread looting? I don't think so. Most people don't resort immediately to crime. There's a specific group of people that tend to resort immediately to crime. It's generally not anything to do with, most people. Most people don't generally resort to crime, especially not like the day things go bad. People do that. People who start looting immediately during a protest and stuff, those people were just waiting for a reason to show everybody who they are. Do you change to winter tires or use all-weather ones year-round? Well, I use all-weathers year-round because of the rain. Here, summer tires don't do well in the rain here. So I use all-weather year-round, but in the winter, I drive my truck. If it's bad weather, I take the truck. I don't even bother. I don't even take my car out of the driveway. If there's the least little bit of snow on the ground, car stays in the driveway. Now, fortunately, the only bad weather really is up here. There's not really bad weather down in Vancouver. I mean, it's right on the river valley, and it's a moderate climate, and it doesn't really freeze much down there. But up here it does every winter. We end up with several feet of snow. So it's although it wasn't as bad last winter as it has been. So not as bad recently. I think that was the last of our super chats about the tires there. Yep, that was the last one. What could go wrong, Patch? What's this? He just says patch winner. What could go? Did you never send that? Did you win that? I need to figure. I need to get it mailed. We got a nominal snowman using his member chat here to say thoughts on 2026 and 2028 elections. Well, I'm not a fortune teller. I can't. Election fraud. Well, no, we ain't had no election fraud up till now. I don't think we'll have any. Election fraud doesn't really ever happen. Now, election meddling and voter fraud almost never happens. Election fraud, yeah, that's when officials meddle in elections and make it harder for people to vote and easier for some people to vote and start gerrymandering districts and stuff like that. That's election fraud in my mind. Voter fraud doesn't really ever happen. It's too hard. I mean, it's too easy to get caught doing voter fraud. Even the people who vote like in the wrong, they voted twice. They voted for their mom. They get caught all the fucking time. And what did they accomplish? One extra vote for somebody? It's just not worth the risk. So I don't see that. Peaceful transition of power, January 6th again. Oh, I don't see Trump doing a peaceful transition of power. I see more likely this time he'll try to maintain power by staying in office by saying there's civil unrest. He'll send out National Guard, stuff like that. But if anything happens at all, he might be dead by then. So his health don't look like it's doing too good. Paul Bidenbach says, where are you? What do you mean, where am I? I'm right here. I'm in my safe. Oops, that's not what I wanted to send him. I was trying to get a link to the YouTube. Someone send Paul Bidenbach a link to this YouTube chat if he's not here yet. He just sent me an email saying, where are you? It shows you even people that are subscribed don't get the notifications on this channel. We are restricted and it shows. Nominal Snowman also asked, should parents be allowed to not vaccinate their kids? I think he's asking this based on what I said about car seats. Parents should have to buckle up their kids and put them in car seats. Well, I will say this. As far as risk factors go, car accidents are way up here. So that I'm more concerned about. As far as vaccinations go, well, yeah, if you want to use the school systems and stuff like that, vaccinations should be mandatory because that's other people's kids you're fucking with there. If you want to keep them home and homeschool them and you don't want to vaccinate them, well, then I think it should only be a legal issue if the kid gets measles and dies. Then you should be held accountable because you could have easily vaccinated them against measles and you chose not to. And I don't think, oh, well, they lost their kid. That's punishment enough. No, they cost the child their life. So if that child catches something like measles or smallpox and dies, then they should be held accountable and they should be charged with negligent homicide if the kid dies. Now, if the kid grows up, never catches a disease, well, then there's been no crime really. But if something happens, it's kind of like, I don't think you need to make it illegal to carry a gun. You just got to make it illegal to do something bad with the gun. It was kind of like that kind of thinking. Danny Pennant said, I'm here, y'all nerf herder. Any news? No. On what? On nothing, I don't think. No, I went downtown today twice during rush hour, both times. Didn't love it. Although I will say Highway 14 between exit 8 and exit 10, exit 8 and exit 6 is now so much better because it used to be a 2-lane and it was back-to-back 5-mile-an-hour moving for that 2 miles. And getting on it from 164th, you used to be a mile back just to get down and get on the ramp. It used to take 20 minutes just to get on the ramp and get up on there. That's when I lived there. Now they've widened the road to a 3-lane road, and they put in a big berm, a shoulder that is actually a lane that has a big thing on it that says shoulder is open, shoulder is closed. So during rush hour, it's 4 lanes, and now it's 60 miles, 70 miles an hour all the way through it, and there's no backup to get on or nothing. That remodel they did there took them a couple of years to do it, but boy, it really changed it. I was panicking going down there today. I was like, oh my God, it's going to be rush hour on 14. Sailed right through it. Where was I? I think we're all caught up on everything. Let me check and see. We did not get anywhere near enough interest to do a knife drawing tonight. We only got 3. And I did not say no. I did not say any for over here. Well, nobody would have got any over here anyway. They were just $2 chats. So it didn't matter what I said. Don't save. I don't need to save that. Let me see. We got a couple email questions, I think. Where did they go? We got a picture sent in from Peter DeBoner. He said, this is how my dog sleeps at night. Oh, look how cute he is. Turnip does that too. He loves to sleep on his back with his airing out his wiener. He said, I got to keep it aired out. You don't want to stodgy a wiener. I agree with him. You don't want a stodgy wiener. It can cause problems. Let's see. Did we have another email? I thought we did. I don't know. Someone sent me a picture of his grandson dressed up for Halloween yesterday, but that's still never loaded. I don't think. Randy Smith sent a picture of his puppy. Let's see. Can I share that? Another puppy picture. My little fella. You don't look at little, but oh, look how cute. He looks like he's got some Burmese in him or something. Some sort of cattle dog. Or livestock dog, not a cattle dog. Cattle dogs herd. Livestock dogs protect livestock. I always get those confused. All right, let's see if we got any other questions coming in. I don't see much. Let me go over and check the live chat. We got John Baloney Jr. chiming in. I haven't seen him in a while. And he said, picked up a Smith & Wesson Bodyguard 2.0 and a collector edition M16 and government mark AR lower that will perfectly complete my Saber Defense M16 rifle kit. I'll send pictures of lower in email. Well, I don't see your pictures of your lowers, so I don't think you did. He sent it to the wrong email. No. I don't see it. Let me hit refresh. Why do we get more Dr. Squatch soap? We got more than we need. I need to cancel that. Yeah, I don't see any email from you with the pictures of the lowers. So I think you lied. Liar. Let's see here. Make sure we're still caught up. John Baloney was the last one. Now let me go over to the live chat. We got all the emails done. How far up can I go? The PayPal system is acting funny right now. Stick around, chats will come. Well, I don't know if we're going to get any more, but I think Glock should stop selling to State LE where they were sued as well. Well, I mean, they don't want to lose the sales. They don't want to, that doesn't really punish the states much because they just be like, all right, we'll get SIGs or we'll get this or we'll get whatever. You know, they're still going to spend money and get guns and Glock will just lose the sales. How has the Cotton Hill design sold? That was my idea as well. Remember, yeah, we looked that up before we got started. If we order 3 shirts, how many entries for the axe? Well, you don't get entries for just buying merchandise normally. That was a special day we did that. We did that for one day. We'll do it. I guess we could do it again. But all right, I'll say between now and tomorrow, for every time you buy a shirt or 2 other items, you'll get an entry into the double super secret Henry Axe drawing. So from now till tomorrow, that way people who want to buy in the Le Pew Pew, and I'll give it to the people who bought the Le Pew Pew stuff yesterday too. That way I'll just, anybody who bought a Le Pew Pew item, I'll add to that. So let me write that down so I don't forget. Hold on. When was this? This was yesterday. No, that was the 25th. October 5. Now let me write down. Printify orders double super secret entries. All right. And what day is today? I'm going to say 26th through 28th. All right. All right. We got that set up. So if somebody wants to buy shirts right now, you will get an entry for every shirt. There, the pictures came through with the lowers. Let's show those real quick. I don't mind people buying lowers when I don't get one, because I got a drawer full of lowers over here. I got 5 or 6 of them in there. M16 raffle 556. 45 NATO. FN Columbia, South Carolina. You can get fancy ones. See, it's got the little thing on a sticker. At least they're not putting it in the. Although I don't really mind it. The Colts have them on there. I don't mind it. People are like, oh, it's the way it tracked the gut. I'm like, it's got a serial number. You know that, right? It's more for inventory control for manufacturers than anything else. And Daniel, did I show that? I think I showed that, didn't I? You all could see those, right? I don't know if I showed it before I closed that. Daniel Pennant showing his dog at the pumpkin patch, his 3-legged dog. Oh, look at that face. Oh, poor doggy. He's got to put up with Daniel Pennant all the time. Who strikes me as needy. That poor puppy has to give him lots of attention, I bet. All right. I think we're all caught up on everything over here. Let me make sure we're still caught up on everything here. There we are. John Bologna was the last entrant. No notice at all. Kept refreshing till, say, live video. Yeah, they don't give notification. I don't think even signing up on my account helps because of how we're restricted. We are an officially restricted channel. It's not just like, oh, I think I'm restricted. No, it's official. They let us know. Brian Huff bought 2 hats. That counts as 2 items. So because I say either a shirt or 2 shirt, sweatshirt, hoodie, or 2 other items. So shirt, sweatshirt, hoodie, they all get you an entry because I make like $8 off of the hoodies and 7 off of the hoodies and 7 off the shirts. So the hats I only make like 5. So you got to buy 2 of those. But he did. He bought 2. So he got an entry in the double super secret drawing today. Now I got to have to go add those all up. But where are we at? What are we doing? Make sure we're all caught up. That's all the orders. I got caught up with reading the orders there. And I don't think we got any more questions. Any emails? No more emails. Let's get back over here, see if there's anything over here. Ever shot or fondled the FN FS 2000? Well, yes. I've owned most of the FNs at one point in time or another. Who wins in a tech battle? Tony Stark, I think he means Stark, or Bruce Wayne Batman? I'm going to give Tony Stark the edge a little bit. I mean, hell, he's created God Killer armor and, celestial armor. So Batman has never taken anything to that extreme. Although he apparently made a robot that could take out all the Justice League, which I never understand because it's only as strong as the stuff it's made out of. What do you think of homeschooling kids? How should it be done? Is there a type of homeschooling you wouldn't agree with? Well, I don't agree with most of it because most of it's people aren't qualified to do it. And I think that kids that are homeschooled are extremely lacking. They're not going to get really good jobs in the future because they're extremely lacking in sciences and math and et cetera, what you need for a lot of the more modern business jobs. But I mean, if you had someone who's competent, like if your parents are smart and can actually teach you, but unfortunately, most parents don't really dedicate the time to it that they're supposed to. They let the kids slide too much, and they just don't want their kids, learning that heathen stuff out in the public school systems. So, yeah, most homeschooling sucks. It's like when you read these studies on homeschooling, they're always done by the homeschooling companies, and they only homeschool, and they only selectively choose who they study. And I think they fake the fucking results too. Because most of the people that are homeschooling are just they don't give two shits if their kids learn anything. Where are we at here? Omni Alert security company that developed the faulty AI weapon detector that mistook a bag of Doritos for a gun says their product should have worked properly. Well, I mean, I guess it did work properly because it gave a possible alert and then it was sent to someone to review it, and they reviewed it and said it was no problem, but then a gung-ho police officer decided he wanted to play Rambo. The name of Ichabod Crane's horse was Gunpowder. Lots of horses. I've known so many horses named Gunpowder. Gunpowder, Silver. Those are very common names in horses. What's another one that's really common? My horse was named after Dudley Do-Right's horse because he was white, and so I named him Horse. All season tires are only for seasons that do not have snow and ice. I run those in summer, then in winter vehicles get studded mud tires. Studded tires are really overkill here. All you're doing is damaging roads, so I don't do studded tires, but I do have cables to put on my wheels for when I get down to where there's no snow and ice. Bad thing about studded tires, for one, it fucks your car up riding around on them all the time. And two, they tear up the roads. And three, you can't take them off when you get down to the clean roads. And by the time I go 5 miles, I'm on clean roads. Because once we've descended enough that we're not in the snow line anymore. Phenomenal Snowman chimed in and said, I was homeschooled. Look how I turned out. That's true. Look at how he turned out. But I keep cables in the truck to put them on if I need to. Usually don't need to with the truck. The truck will usually, in 4-wheel drive, it'll go through anything, unless it's like just solid sheet of ice. Then you're going to have to put the cables on. But if it's snow or stuff like that, that truck will go through anything. Did you get the email I sent you 2 hours ago? No, because I wasn't even home 2 hours ago. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, here it is. Let me share it. I just got home right as the chat started tonight. And I forgot to take my phone with me. I couldn't have even done it remotely if I'd wanted to. I didn't have my phone. I had my watch. I could make phone calls, but I couldn't get on the internet really. I mean, you can get on the internet, but you can't see nothing. See, that's it. Yank, thank you for this Beretta Bobcat. I guess he got his Beretta Bobcat. In 22 long rifle, it looks like a great fun gun, and the cost of ammo doesn't break the bank. It was very fun. I don't like shooting 22s, but something about that gun, it's fun because it's so small. It makes it seem like the 22 is okay. So it's very fun. And the ammo doesn't break the bank. We'll take it out to the range next week. Have fun. Have fun. I like the triggers they're using now, and the fact that it's got actual sights. And I will miss that little gun. Not as much as I'm going to miss the goddamn Mare's Leg 410 axe, because at least we made a profit off the. We're going to fucking lose our shirts on that one. So if anybody wants to get entries in it, do it just so that I don't lose my fucking shirt. And you might win a Henry axe. Where did I say? What did I say? What did I do? That was the email. I got it 2 hours ago, so I got it now. In Albuquerque, a Spirit Halloween security guard shot a shoplifter to death over $90 worth of merchandise. He's been charged with second-degree murder, as he should. You don't shoot someone over minor theft. If your child is vaccinated, aren't they protected from the child that isn't vaccinated? Not necessarily. Because the one thing that really helps vaccines work is when you get herd immunity and you make sure that the virus doesn't have a place to thrive. If the virus has a place to thrive, well, then it's able to mutate, it's able to adapt, and it's able to overcome vaccines. That's why you want to get everybody vaccinated, so that they don't have that ability to adapt. So, and they don't have a place to thrive. Someone sent some pictures here. Hold on a second. Gracie is sleeping. Oh, look at that. Oh, reminds me of Margaret. Although Margaret wasn't the same. She was a little chihuahua. But, oh, look how cute. It's too cute a dog for you. Yeah, too cute a dog. They shouldn't have that dog. I should have that dog. Although I can't have little dogs out here. I mean, we had little dogs for years. I mean, Mavis was by far the biggest dog we had at that point, because, until then we'd had miniature pinchers, Chihuahuas, Maltese, Pekingese, a pug. So the pug was the biggest, and then Mavis was the biggest. But out here we can't have that, because something would just fly off with those. I mean, we've had bald eagles land on our back deck, and we have hawks in our trees all the time. Owls. There's an owl out there. He's so fucking big, I'm afraid he's going to take me one of these nights. He sometimes he's out there hunting, swooping around at our lights when I go out, and I'm like, motherfucker, I think he's after me. He's a big old owl. I mean, his wingspan's got to be 6 feet across, and they don't have particularly long wings. And they're so quiet when they fly. You don't even hear them coming. They just all of a sudden they're in your face, where they're actually probably 10 feet above you, but it feels like they're in your face. So goddamn owls. All right, let's see if we got any other questions over here. Nothing emailed. One of my neighbors has a 3-legged dog. He recently got his dog a prosthetic leg. The 3-legged dogs are sad. Well, what did you think of the tactical tuna F2000? It's all right. I'm not thrilled with any of those guns, but that's why I don't have them now. Chestnut is a common name for horses. Yes. Beauty for black horses, Black Beauty. That's a common name. Wildfire. That's a common name. The song is very sad too, so I don't know why anybody would name their horse Wildfire, considering how sad that song is. But some motherfuckers do. I rode a Palomino named Ginger. But did you ever ride on a horse with no name? Get sheet ice in Northeast Washington. Even more fun when get light rain on top of ice. Winter in Spokane took 2 hours to get from Lowe's on Sprague to Stein House. on Francis, about 9 miles. Yeah, we don't have that problem down here in the lower. Although I did fishtail a couple of times today because the leaves are all falling off. So you got that wet leaf slurry on the roads. So when I took off at the bottom of the hill, all over the place, lost, kind of got the back end away from me on one of the turns. But, it's fun. Maybe it's a were owl. No, it's not a were owl. There's no such thing as a were owl. It's just an owl, and they can get pretty big, some of them. Well, we got little ones out here, too. We got these little ones that probably sit about this big. I see one of them outside every day. In the late evening, he comes out and he perches himself on the lower branches of the big trees out here. And he does his looking around and swoops down and catches a mouse. Because we put out the deer feed right there, and it attracts mice and stuff, too, and squirrels. So we keep him fed that way. Django got a rat there the other day. I told y'all that. He killed a rat. I thought he was killing a squirrel. But it was a rat. That made me less sad that it was a rat because, squirrels, that's a little higher up on the chain of. Rat doesn't have a fluffy tail, so he ranks below squirrel on the sad scale. My friend was bullied off of his own back deck by a large woodpecker who claimed the deck as his turf. Woodpeckers can be mean too. Birds in general can be pretty mean, especially like geese and ducks and everything else like that. Let me make sure we didn't get any more orders before we get out of here so I can read there. I don't think so. Now, if you order between tonight and tomorrow, even the Le Pew Pew shirts, doesn't have to be a Le Pew Pew shirt, but if you're going to get the Le Pew Pew, if you do order between now and the chat tomorrow, you will get an entry into the Double Super Secret for every T-shirt you buy or every other 2 items you buy. You'll also get them for like if you buy a sweatshirt or a hoodie, but most people buy T-shirts. So if you buy a sweatshirt, hoodie, or T-shirt, 1 entry. 2 hats, 1 entry, 2 mugs, 1 entry, a hat and a mug, 1 entry. Let's see. Everyone knows to name your seahorse Majesty because they are so majestic. A seahorse? Why would anyone have a seahorse? How close is a Colt Viper to a K6S? Same size? Don't know. Well, the Viper's bigger, I think. I don't have a Viper, but I do believe it's the same frame as the King Cobra, isn't it? So it's slightly larger, not much, just a slight difference, but pretty close. But the K6S is a better gun, I will say that. Because the Viper is not, is not like on the same level as the Python. Python's a little nicer gun. So it's like the Anaconda, a little nicer guns. The Vipers are more along the lines of like a trooper and stuff. All right, I think we're all caught up. I think we got everything answered here. Let me make sure we're still caught up on the supers. We did not get enough interest to do a knife drawing tonight, so we won't be doing that. Let me make sure we didn't. 1, 2, 3, 4. We only got 4 entries, so no. We did get another order over on, I think, on the website. Let's see who ordered something. I want to read it tonight so that I can go ahead and push it through tonight. Samuel Watt. He got the Willie versus Bruce shirt and the Mouse Guns shirt and the aromatherapy. So he got 3 entries. He didn't get a Pew Pew. He got one of the ones I've shown tonight, though. I might do that more often, show my shirt designs when we're doing a chat because people actually go and buy them. I don't think I did it on the part of the show we'll be showing, though. Because if I edit this down to a regular show, you won't see that part. I need to do it during the part we'll be edited down to. Yeah, I should do that. All right, let's get back to make sure I'm caught up on everything. Got all the emails answered. I read all the orders. Got all the super chats on both sides. Yep, John Bologna Jr. was the last one. Edgar Cortez was the last one over here. So that's it for us today. Look, we got out here right at an hour. I got here right at 6, and we're leaving at 7:04. So did I start a little after 6, or did I start at 6? I might have started a little after, but I got here right at 6. That's when I set up the chat. So thanks everybody for coming. Remember, if you order something between now and tomorrow, you get the entries. You can also get entries by doing a donation over on PayPal through my website. So going over to my website, TYMPpistolproject.com, you can do everything from over there. Ever have an aquarium? I'm not into aquariums. It's just too much work for too little payoff. I'm not big into keeping fish. I remember when I was a kid, the only aquarium I ever saw when I was a kid was the one at the clinic in town. So when I would go to the clinic, I would see the fish and stuff. And I was like, that's kind of cool. But it was never nothing I've ever been interested enough to want to keep around. Now, when I was in college, I had a friend who had fish, and he had like piranhas and some other fish, and they would constantly jump out of the fucking tank. I mean, there's the ones would jump out and knock the top off the tank, and you come in, they're flopping in the floor, and you have to put them back in. And sometimes you don't get home in time to put them back in. So I'm just like, it just all seems like a lot of fucking work that I don't need to be adding to my life. So no thanks. Let's see here. Where are we? That was the one from Samuel White. I already saw that. Why is it sending me an email now? But all right, everybody, thanks for coming. I appreciate it. I will see you all again tomorrow. Hopefully I'll be more on time tomorrow. Until then, always carry and stay safe till I see you again.